our global affairs correspondent, Elise Labott. Elise, what are you learning?
Well, Wolf, there's always tension between cabinet agencies and the White House over appointments. But as the former CEO of one of the world's largest companies, Rex Tillerson was used to having the final word. That's not the case in his new role as America's top diplomat. Now, Tillerson's methodical, some might say slow efforts to reorganize the State Department are clashing with White House demands for quick political appointments.
Tonight, Rex Tillerson's frustration with the White House out in the open. The Secretary of State coming to blows with President Trump's aides over the process of filling dozens of key vacancies at the State Department.
I'd like to go faster.
In a meeting first reported by Politico, Tillerson made clear to Chief of Staff Reince Priebus, Johnny DeStefano, the head of presidential personnel, and Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law and senior advisor, he wants to pick his own staff. White House aides described the discussion as intense and uncomfortable, blaming Tillerson for the gridlock. A Tillerson aide told CNN, quote, "The secretary is working on a process of evaluating people on merit. He wants to put forward the best candidate for the job. The desire for political patronage does not overcome a lack of competence."
We have this tradition in Washington of let's just bring in our tribe and our tribe will run things. Well, first of all, almost none of these guys have a tribe. You know, Tillerson certainly doesn't have a State Department tribe. And so he, in a sense, is building his tribe. And like a lot of really good professionals, I think there's an effort to let's make sure that we get the right people in here.
You really have had a tremendous life heading up one of the great companies of the world and doing it magnificently.
The president hired the former ExxonMobil CEO for his global deal-making skills, but America's top diplomat doesn't enjoy the same autonomy. Case in point, while Tillerson tries to mediate a dispute between Qatar and other Gulf countries, President Trump has openly sided with Saudi Arabia.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level.
Trump has also taken much of Mideast policy, including the peace process, off Tillerson's plate, giving it to Kushner instead.
If you can't produce peace in the Middle East, nobody can.
And as Tillerson seeks to reorganize his State Department, the White House has pushed him to make major cuts, slashing a whopping 30% to his budget, shocking lawmakers who called the proposal a waste of time.
My reaction is it's probably dead on arrival.
Former Deputy Secretary of State Tony Blinken, now a CNN global affairs analyst, says the end result is a weakened State Department, unable to shape and execute foreign policy.
If you look at two things, one, the budget, and show me the money and I'll tell you what your priorities are. Clearly the State Department's not their priority. And second, personnel. You've got to have the people to run the place. In the absence of both, the State Department plays a diminished role.
Now, officials say President Trump's loyalty test is also slowing down the nominations process across the government. The president is ruling out many candidates who criticized him during the campaign. Tillerson's aides say a confirmation of a deputy, John Sullivan, has sped up the nominations at State, and that as a result of that White House meeting, everyone's concerns are now out in the open, and they expect the process to run much smoother now, Wolf.
I will see. Elise, thanks very much. Coming up, the White House is on the defense tonight as President Trump